And it's January as we're getting close to the end. We've got a lot of... I wanted to take a little bit of time and share with you, like I normally do, some of the really cool books that I've read and that I believe in, or that you will get a little bit out of. So I have to be honest and say The Power, I actually read this a long time ago, so this actually shouldn't be in my collection, but I am handing this one over for somebody that really needs it right now. And if you've never read The Power, it's truly, truly awesome, especially if you are one of those people that love The Secret. Then you will love her series of The Magic and The Power. The Power really brings in that internal power within each of us. It talks about the attractive force of love. So really, really hot book to read and pick up. You Are a Badass, Jen Sincero. Well, I've done all of her online courses. Highly, highly recommend Jen. She's fabulous in everything she touches and does. And I've read all of her other series as well. Just to give you, one of the things that I love is you are an artist and your masterpiece is your life. Your world is the canvas. Your desires and ideas are the sketches. Your thoughts, words, and attitudes are the paint. Your body is the brush. Your actions are the stroke. Your beliefs are the skills you use to apply the paint. Your faith and gratitude determine how extraordinary your work of art is. So with that note, keep that in mind as you go into the world today and create, or each day, as you set your intentions, make sure that you're creating the vivid life that you always imagined. And if you're not sure how to do that, message me, I'll help you with that. That's one of my favorite pieces. It's all mastering the mind. I talked a little bit about this guy, 10-10-80 principle, really, really good. And it makes sense. There's 3 levels of people that we encounter in our life, and which one are you sitting on? And if you're not, how are you going to move to one of those people? And if you want to learn a little bit more, come chat with me, because I'm happy to fill you in with that. And of course, I talked about this one the end of December. Get your stuff in order, basically. So it's a helpful tool. It's unique in its own process. So somebody that's not really organized, it's a great starting point, I would say. For me personally, I already have all of those things in place, but it was a nice reminder. Belong, love, 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 all about co-creating communities, embracing, we talk about connections and people, and that book just highlights how much more that we're meant to connect to one another authentically, and gives you ideas on how to grasp that concept. Of course, A Course in Miracles, if you have never read this, it's one of my favorite, of course, and this one's by Alan Cohen, and of course Alan, I will be breaking down Alan's stuff on The Ambitious Goddess. So if you've never heard of The Ambitious Goddess, it's one of my spiritual journey sites. And if you'd like to learn more on that level, then you're going to love The Course in Miracles being broken down into further. And this one's another one by Alan Cohen, and it's Relax into Wealth. And a very powerful book. It not only is a book, it gives you questions to ask yourself along the way. And of course, I'll give you an example of, some of the verbiages that come out through here. When a web is begun, the universe gives the thread. So things like that, if you're into those, or affirming, I am enough and I have enough. I reach for more from a platform of passion and celebration. As passion and is one of those joyous words that take us to another gravitational point, which I will be talking to you about another time as we go through this 2019 together. In the meantime, though, I will say, if you're looking for a great book, let me know. I've got a few on my list, and I'm still reading through a couple more, but these are some of the highlights of the ones that I've read to date. And you're probably wondering, well, how do you have all the time to do that? The reality is that I don't. I make time. So I actually plug it into my calendar and make a point to make sure I get up even earlier to read, or that before I go to bed that I'm reading another couple pages just to get through these things. And not only get through them, but I spend a lot of time actually making notes and journalizing on them as well. So it's one thing to just read something, it's another thing to actually comprehend and apply it. So if there's something that really stands out to me, then I want to apply into my life. I'm going to actually spend a little bit more time. But if there's something that really resonates to me, that I could see myself, you know, mentioning to somebody else in a discussion, I'm also going to write it down, because 85% of what we do from having it written down actually gets done. So that's a little helpful, handy tool to keep in mind as you are going through your own journey of reading, or whatever it is that you're engaging in 2019.